the hands of the guests. If you're a guest your first time looking at this opportunity tonight, awesome. Let's give the guests a big round. We definitely appreciate your time. Obviously, you could be doing anything else, but obviously you took the time out to come and take a look at what so many people are excited about, not just here in the United States, but really all around the world. And for the guests, I want you to get really comfortable. We're going to be together for about 8 to 9 hours. Praise like I'm ready to go right now. No, it won't take me that long to go over with you all of the information that you need to have to be able to make a sound business decision to be a part of where our company is actually going right now. I've actually been involved in Organo Gold for a little over 4 years. And I remember coming to a meeting like this and really not being interested in the business. I actually got a phone call from Mr. Holton Buggs, who's the Executive Vice President of Sales of our company. And he told me, he said, Dave, I'm about to launch the biggest project of my life. Now, I knew Mr. Holton Buggs, so I knew that he was already successful. He was already a multi-millionaire, done very, very well in business. So I trusted his opinion on business. So I asked him, I said, well, what is this project about? And he mentioned coffee. Now, he might as well have said coffins because I was no more interested in dead people than I was in coffee because I was not a coffee drinker. So automatically I said no, I shut down to the opportunity. I said no because I was looking at the business from the consumer standpoint, not from the business standpoint. Well, what I want you to do tonight for the guests that are here, I want you to really have the Warren Buffett mindset. What do I mean by that? Warren Buffett said that what you do for a living should be your hobby, but what the world does should be your business. How many of you believe that the world drinks coffee? All right? And for the guests that are here tonight, really, my job is really to have you understand why our company is growing to the degree that it's growing right now, and then you can make a decision on if you want to be a part of where it is that we're going. This will not be a sales pitch. It will not be a hype session. You're going to get a lot of great information, and you'll be able to make a decision. I always tell people, don't worry about making the right or wrong decision. Just make a decision and then make it right. If your decision is to be a part of what we're doing, let's make that the right decision. If it's not, well, that's great too. The worst thing, drink our coffee, the worst thing that can happen to you is you get healthy. Is that all right? All right, good deal. So I'm going to get right into this, guys. And, you know, when I got involved in this business, when I finally woke up and I smelled the coffee, I was financially challenged. That's just a really nice way of saying I was broke. Okay? Now, I'm looking around the room. All of you look very rich. But how many of you know somebody that's broke? Raise your hand if you know somebody that's financially challenged right now. Okay? How many of you know them very well? You know them extremely... You see them at least once a day. Raise your hand if you at least see them once a day. Okay. All right. You see them in the morning when you brush your teeth? Does anybody like that? 2 hands back there. All right. That's how it was 4 years ago. But now, if something is broken, it can be fixed. Does that make sense? And I knew that things had to change. I knew that things had to actually change. And what needed to change was not only what I was doing to create wealth, but also the way I was thinking. Because I've learned that you're only 6 inches away from wealth, and it's 6 inches between your ears. And I decided to stop listening to me. Right? So I had money challenges, and I was still listening to me. And I'll just give you some free advice. If you're broke, don't listen to yourself anymore. Seriously, because you're giving yourself broke advice. So what I decided to do was actually follow somebody that had a proven track record of being successful and started to understand what it is that he understood, and things changed right away. Within my first 6 months in the business, I actually earned 6 figures within my first 6 months. Now, prior to that, I never made any money like that before in my life. Within my first 18 months, I made over $1 million. Just in the last 2 years alone, I've earned over $4 million with this business. Now, I'm not sharing that with you to impress you, but just to let you know that it is possible, okay? If you want things to change financially, it is possible. Right now, we've personally enrolled about 115 people in our organization, and we've got approximately 100,000 distributors worldwide today. So I didn't fly here to Tracy to try to get you involved in this business. I really came looking for one person that wants to change not just their lives, but wants to change thousands of people's lives all around the world. Is anybody like that here tonight that wants to make an impact on other people's lives? And I believe Organo Gold can actually do that for you. So I'm going to jump right into the information here. The name of our company is Organo Gold. Everybody say that, Organo Gold. Organo Gold. And it's a very simple concept, nothing complicated about what you're going to see. Everybody say it's easy. It's easy. It's simple. love simplicity. Okay, I don't like things to be complicated. And when I looked at this business, when it finally made sense, I understood what Organo Gold was actually doing. We've done some research, and what we did, we went out there and found out that there were some industries that were growing. All right, some industries that were growing, regardless of what was going on in the economy. How many of you believe that the economy is booming right now? How many of you believe that it's just great? No? Okay, how many of you think the economy is not so good right now? Okay. All right. Now it's funny, we were in Hawaii, I think this was last year, we were in Hawaii, and I got a phone call. I'm not sure who it was that made this phone call to me, and they were like in a frantic, they had a frantic pace to their tone. And they were like, man, did you hear the stock market crash? Do you guys remember that? I think it was last year that it happened, where the stock market had a really bad day. And the first thing that came to my mind when they said this to me, I was like, well, you don't have any stock. Worry about the stuff. You don't have any stock. So we worry about a lot of things that we really have no control over, right? It has nothing to do with us, right? I've never paid attention to whether the economy was good or the economy was bad, right? Because you have the ability to create your own economy. And that's what Organo Gold is going to do for you. The first industry we tapped into is health and wellness. Now, how many of you would love to be more healthy and well? Raise your hand, everybody. You would love to be here. Okay. $600 billion today is what's being spent in the health and wellness industry. $600 billion. This industry is being driven by baby boomers, people that were born from 1946 to 1964. How many of you are baby boomers in the house? Okay, I see some of you in denial about it, but it's okay. They're entering into retirement. One of their major concerns is their health and their wellness. Now, I don't want you to generalize the information. I want you to think about it specific to you. The baby boomers that you know, do they already drink coffee? How long have they been doing it? For a long time. Will they continue to do it over the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years? All right. So what if you were able to introduce them to a product that they were already very familiar with, but now it was actually healthy for them? Would they make the switch? All right? If only 1% does, we become a $1.5 billion company. And that's just North America alone. All right? Second industry is home-based business. Now, if you don't have one, I believe you're doing yourself a major disservice. The tax advantages that comes with having a home-based business, the flexibility to earn the type of income that you want to earn is available through the home-based business industry. Third is weight loss. Now, I'm looking around the room, everybody looks great. Nobody needs to lose weight. But 81% of Americans out there absolutely want to lose weight. Weight loss is one of the biggest reasons I got involved in this business. Okay, 4 years ago, I was about 400 pounds. I started drinking this coffee, and look at me today. Your face was priceless. She didn't laugh one bit. No, I was too broke to be 400 pounds, so that was but listen, 75% of the people that get involved in network marketing are women. All right? What is a woman's New Year's resolution every single year? Lose weight. So my thinking was this: what if, I gave a sample of coffee to a young lady and she liked it? She didn't want to get involved in the business, but she did like the coffee. And she just bought a box. And within the first 30 days of her drinking my coffee, she noticed that she loses 10 pounds. Would she ever stop drinking it? Never. No. Would she tell some other people about it? When she ran out, would she come back for more? That's what you call residual income. All right? The fourth industry we're involved in is the internet. Organo Gold is going to set you up with a website. Tonight, it'll be up and running. People can actually go and purchase all the different products that we have right from your website. The fifth industry is coffee. Now, everybody say coffee. Coffee. Say it one more time. Coffee. If you were earning $1 million a month in the coffee business, how would you say coffee? Coffee. How many of you would change your name to coffee? What's your first name? Coffee. What's your last name? What's your middle name? Latte. All right. Now remember, I don't want you to look at this through your consumer eyes. Look at this through business. So let's talk about coffee here so you can really understand why we chose coffee. You're going to find out that coffee is really not the product that we market. It is actually a delivery mechanism for the real product that we actually market. But let's talk about coffee here. Coffee is actually the second largest traded commodity in the world. I had no idea about that. All right? It's the second most consumed beverage in the world right now behind water. It just so happens that it takes water to actually make coffee. I mentioned earlier that over 400 billion cups of coffee are being consumed every single day. In the United States alone, 400 million every single day are being consumed. Now, whether you and I were involved in the coffee business business or not, do you think that will change anything about the coffee industry? Absolutely not. It's going to continue to grow. 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, people are still going to drink coffee. The question for you tonight is, will they be drinking your coffee? That's all. That's the only question you're going to answer tonight. 340 million people in North America, 75% of them drink coffee every single day. 2, 3, 4, 5 times a day. How many of you know somebody that you can't have a conversation with until they've had their first cup of coffee? How many of you know people like that? Right? Some of you are like that, right? And you got to understand, this is the #1 habit in the world. It's a ritual that will never stop. How would you like to have your income, your residual income tied to an addiction that people have all around the world? All right? Now, what if you were able to make that addiction healthy for them? See, when I started to really understand what it is that we had, I knew that we could put a business in place that not only would it turn profits today, it would actually create generational wealth. Right? And you got to understand, today's economy, I think the biggest thing that you have to do, you have to understand about money, is that you have to stop exchanging time for dollars. At some point, you're going to have to realize that you're going to run out of time, and if you run out of time, you're going to run out of dollars. You've got to create a scenario where you have equity in multiple transactions that have absolutely nothing to do with your time. Does that make sense? That's what people that are involved in the coffee industry, that's what they've been able to do with Organo Gold. Not just Organo Gold, but a lot of other companies out there that you'll hear about. Now, if all these clues are really not making a whole lot of sense, take a look at these clues. You look at Starbucks. How many of you have been to Starbucks before? All right? So you got robbed too. All right? You got robbed too. Because you didn't know that it actually cost Starbucks 7 cents to make a pot of coffee. 7 cents. They make a $15 profit on every 7 cents. So that means for every $700, they get back, what? What's that? $150,000 back. Right? Now, one thing I love about wealthy people is that they copy. McDonald's looked across the street and said, wait a minute, these guys are growing by $1 billion every single year. McDonald's took 70% of all their marketing dollars, shifted their focus from burgers and fries over to coffee. In a 6-quarter period, they generated over $24 billion just from the sale of coffee. Dunkin' Donuts changed their logo from the donuts to coffee cups. Subway, all of a sudden, decided to introduce breakfast. Why? So you can get a meatball sandwich at 7 o'clock in the morning? No. They did that so you can come in and buy coffee. So all these billion-dollar corporations, Walgreens, a pharmaceutical company, just came up with the W Cafe. Right? So just from a business standpoint, this does make sense. You know, talking about McDonald's, you know what they did? They actually fired Ronald McDonald. You know, have you seen him? I haven't seen him in any commercials. The last time I saw Ronald McDonald, he was in Time Magazine. There was an article. You saw that? It was an article there, and they had a picture of him. He was skinny. He had lost all his weight. And at the bottom of the article, it said, with revenues coming in $24 billion in the last 6 quarters, we have no time for clowning around. That's what McDonald's said. Now, they fired Ronald McDonald. How many would like to get involved in the coffee business and fire somebody? How many like to fire your boss? Raise your hand if you like to fire your boss. Okay. Some of you didn't raise your hand, maybe your boss is sitting next to you. Okay, at least, how many of you like to call in well? I know you used to call them in sick and slick, but you can call them well. All right, you call them up and say, listen, well, I'm not coming in anymore. Oh, this is a good one that you can do. You can give them a 2-day notice. You're supposed to give a 2-week notice, but you give them a 2-day notice. You call them up and say, listen, today you're going to notice I'm not there anymore. So this is something, one of the things I love about what I do is that regardless of if I was involved in it or you were involved in it, it was going to continue to grow without us. Does that make sense? So you got to have money coming to you that has absolutely nothing to do with you. Right? J. Paul Getty said it best. He said, I'd rather have 1% of 100 people's efforts versus 100% of my own efforts. Right? Just think about it. Everybody that you know, if you were able to get paid a nickel on every cup of coffee they were actually consuming. Let's just take the folks on your street. How much more money would you have today? Everybody say more. Obviously. Right? Now, why would people drink our coffee? Why is it that this opportunity would be great for you? All right? Well, what we've done is taken a very powerful ingredient called Ganoderma. Now, Ganoderma is an herb that actually comes from China. It's over 4,000 years old. And what we've done is infuse this powerful ingredient into all the products that we actually offer. Now, go online, do your research on Ganoderma. I'm not an expert on it, but I know it works. Okay, go online, you'll see it's over 4,000 years old. Put any illness of interest you could possibly think of next to that word. Type in Ganoderma cancer, Ganoderma high blood pressure, or Ganoderma get a band, whatever it is. Just that's a joke. Don't Google that. You're already Googling, chill out. It's a joke. Okay? But no, seriously, anything you can think of, put it in there and you'll be amazed by all the documentation by different doctors, universities, foundations that have done their research on this herb. You'll see it oxygenates the body, provides more energy and vigor, really supports the immune system, and people love what it's actually doing for their bodies. It's absolutely incredible. We had a chance to go to China. As a matter of fact, myself and Mr. Ramon Fulcher, we were there in China, and that was a great trip, right? Yeah, we were there for 9 days, and it was just incredible. We had a chance to see our company actually grow this herb. 100% certified organic Ganoderma is what we have in our products. Here's some of the certifications that we have. We're building a $240 million herb industrial park right now, so we are building for the future. Here's the product line that we have. The latte. How many of you love the latte? How many of you drink our latte? Awesome. Where are my black coffee drinkers at? Not that you're black and you drink coffee. Black coffee. All right, good deal. All right. Who loves the mocha? Anybody love the mocha in here? All right, good deal. Green tea? Anybody love the green tea? Great tea? Great tea is my favorite. I love the green tea. But the came with coffee. Okay, good deal. That's the organic blend that we have. Serious question. Really serious. How many of you take showers every day? Okay, every other day maybe? We have a soap. We have a soap. The Ganoderma is in the soap. Also, we have it in toothpaste. So if you're noticing, we put Ganoderma in products that we know people utilize every single day. Does that make sense? How many of you have heard the doctor say if you eat an apple every single day, it'll keep the doctor away? How many of you have heard this remedy before? It's a powerful remedy, but most people don't have a habit of eating an apple every day. But 75% of the people out there do have a habit of drinking coffee every single day. So it's an ingenious idea to actually take your habit and make it healthier. Right? Now, for the guests that are here, this is not the very first meeting that we're doing for Organo Growth. So you can't sit there and think, well, I want to do my research, or I got to really check this company out and really see if it's real. Well, it is real. Let's give it up for our leadership, guys. You can just answer yes or no. Are you the type of person that if you were exposed to the truth, you would believe it? You can respond. Yes. You are? Because I've met some people that even when they see the truth, they decide, I don't want to believe it. That makes no sense to me. Right? You're looking at a company that launched September 22nd, 2008. Right? So it's almost 5 years that we've actually been in business. The last quarter of 2008, this company did $2 million in sales. How many think that's pretty powerful for you to start a company and within the last quarter of 2008, which is one of the worst years ever in the economy, do $2 million in sales? How many think that's pretty good? Yeah. 2009, we actually did $9 million in sales. 2009 as a company. Now, at the beginning of 2010, Mr. Chua, who was the founder and the CEO of our company, I believe he made a decision that completely changed the course of our company. He made a decision to actually have that gentleman, Mr. Holton Budge, become the Executive Vice President of Sales. This is the beginning of 2010. So we did $9 million in 2009. Guess what we did in 2010? $47 million in sales. The only thing that changed was Mr. Budge became the VP of Sales. So you talk about leadership. 2011, we went from $47 million to $152 million. Right. And then our global master distributor, Mr. Shane Moran, started the expansion of what's taking place right now to where we actually opened up for business in 33 different countries right now. So yes, you're seeing an opportunity that when you go to sleep tonight, right, people are waking up on the other side of the world, and you're going to have the opportunity to earn money on the coffee that they're consuming. Right? I said this the other night, and I said this in New Orleans yesterday, and I don't think they got it. Maybe you guys are smarter than those guys. So I'm going to say it here, and hopefully you get it. Do you have more money than everybody else in the world? See, it took them a while to answer that question. I thought that was pretty simple, right? No, you don't. So would it make sense to put yourself in an environment that allowed you to attract the money that was out there in the world? Right? Because right now, where do you get your money from? Where do you attract your money from? Most of us attract it from the business that we own or the job that we work at. But you're looking at a company that says, you know what? Why don't you actually open up a business where you have the ability to earn income in 33 different countries? And the leadership that we have is what has been able to expand our company to those heights. All right? So let's give it up for our leaders one more time, guys. This is a collaboration that we have with the Napoleon Hill Foundation, Thinking You Were Rich. If you haven't read that book, I highly recommend that you do read it. The average millionaire has read it 11 times. It's created over 1 million millionaires. We actually have our logo on the book. We were there in Jamaica as well when they made that announcement. And it's been incredible to see people actually utilize the information in that book and become wealthy in a very, very short period of time. Let's talk about money. How many of you like money? No? Now, how many of you believe money isn't everything? Raise your hand if you believe that money is not everything. Some of you believe that it is. Okay. Money is not everything, but it does rank up there with oxygen. You kind of need it to live, right? And no matter how great of a person you are, everywhere you go, they ask you for it. Don't they? No matter where you go, they ask you for it. Now, I've been doing this business now for a long time. I've met hundreds of thousands of people, and I can just kind of read people. That's one of my gifts, okay? And this, you guys feel like the research crowd, right? The guests. You feel like, after the presentation is over, you're going to tell your guests you want to go home and do your research. I can just kind of tell that that's what you're going to say. There's a reason why it's called research. That means it's already been searched. You guys get that? But you know what? Let's go ahead and do some research right now. Can we do that? Yes. How many of you would like to do the research I did before I got involved in this business? Right? Because you do research to find out if you're making the right decision. Apparently, I made the right decision. While I was doing my research, I actually was living with my dad. Yeah, 4 years ago, I used to live with my dad. Anybody here grown? You still live with your dad? There's always one in the room. Come on, don't lie. Had $1,000 to my name. Bro, I wasn't frustrated though because I knew something great was going to happen. All right? And I used to drive my dad's Malibu. I called it the Blue Boo Boo. Not a nice car. I was at the movies a couple weeks ago, and I saw an exact replica of it. And I took a picture next to it. It was amazing. But yeah. How many of you would like to do the research that I did? You would? Okay, yeah. Close your eyes. You too. Close your eyes. Here's the research I did. Picture what's in your bank account. Is the research over? That's all the research I needed to do. There was nothing in it. Let's go. Let's do this business. I'll tell you guys a funny story before I cover this. This is real funny. This happened to me a couple years ago. I bank with Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo's out here? Yes. Okay. I bank with Wells Fargo. Prior to getting involved in Organo, I used to bank with Washington Mutual. How many of you heard of Washington Mutual? They're out of business now. I think I had something to do with that. Because they had, I had overdraft fees. And apparently a lot of other people had overdraft fees too. How many know what I'm talking about? Overdraft fees? It was $35.95. What was yours? About the same? Okay. So I owed them $67. Before they went out of business, they shut my account down. All right, they shut my account down. So what I had was, I had my E-Trade account, and that's another story, I'll tell you about that later on. But I had my E-Trade account, I had $1,000 available for withdrawal in my E-Trade account. But my Washington Mutual was shut down. So 2 years ago, it's about 2 years ago, I was kind of bored. All right? Anybody ever just get bored? No? I was bored. So I was sitting there and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go open up another account. All right? Because I've been Wells Fargo. I said, I'm going to go open up another account in another bank. So I went over to Chase and get this now. I went over to Chase and I said, I'm just going to put round numbers in this account. Right? I mean, you know what I mean by round numbers. Okay, round numbers. So 2 weeks goes by, and I'm doing this every single week, right? I go in, I make another deposit. You know, when you make a deposit, they give you your balance, right? She gives me my balance, and it's off. It's not round. And I'm looking, I'm like, well, I don't have a debit card. I don't have anything going through this account. Why is it not round? She looks, she can't find anything. She calls the bank manager. He looks, he says, oh, you know that Chase bought Washington Mutual? Can you believe that they went back and got their $67? I was pissed. I mean, how $67 could mean a lot to a millionaire, but anyway. All right, there's 8 ways of how we get paid. The first way we get paid is retail. All right, how many of you thought the first part makes sense? All right, coffee, it's going to happen. People are going to drink it, whether you drink it or not, doesn't matter. People are going to buy it. All right, you just want to make sure that you're a part of the supplier to the major demand that's out there in the marketplace. All right, first way we get paid is designed for you to get your investment back. That's what it's designed to do. Very simple. Everybody say this, you buy wholesale, sell retail, and keep 100% of the profits. Now, I was never a big product guy, all right? I've been involved in network marketing for almost 5 years before I got involved in this business, and I failed miserably. I swore off I would never sell a product. Because what I always saw was that you could buy the product at a high price, wholesale, and then try to convince people to buy it because it was some incredible juice that came from the Amazon and there was a blast that took place and all these stories they would come up with, and I was like, that's just not real, you know? And then they would tell you how it did all of these things, and I was like, they're just trying to sell the product. So I was never really a big product guy. But when I understood coffee and the profit margins that were available, see, a box of our coffee, there's 30 cups of coffee that comes in the black, it's $17 wholesale. So that breaks down to a little over 50 cents a cup. Do you think 100% markup is a pretty high markup for a product? How many of you think that's a high markup? It is a high markup, right? But when you mark this up 100%, your coffee customer is paying a little over $1 a cup. Is that less than what people are paying out there in the marketplace? See, that's what caught my attention. Because now that told me that people could actually be able to get their investment back quickly just by retailing the product without having to recruit anybody into the business. So I wanted an opportunity where people could make money without having to recruit. Because I knew everybody wasn't going to be great at that. But how many of you can give away something for free? How many of you can do that? Right? That's all we do. We give out free samples of coffee, allow people to try it out. They like it, and they come back and they buy more. Some of them decide to buy it retail. Some of them decide to buy it wholesale. All right? So there's so many different things you can do with the retail. Nonprofit organizations, special events, different schools have used it as a fundraiser. Different churches have used it as a fundraiser. We've had people do trade shows, special events. Gun show in Killeen, Texas. Sold his coffee for $3 a cup. He only took black coffee up there. And in a day and a half, he made about $6,000 just selling his coffee by the cup. All right? So apparently people that have guns drink coffee, so just keep that in mind. The second way we we get paid is fast track bonuses. Fast track bonuses. When you enroll another individual into this business, and I've learned this, that you can't, it's impossible for you not to become wealthy if you live a life of empowering other people to become wealthy. All right? And when you enroll a person to this business, they're going to choose a product pack. All right? You'll choose one tonight, whether it's the bronze, the silver, or the gold. When you enroll a person into the business rate, the company's going to pay you a fast track bonus, ranging from $20, $80, $150. All right? So you don't get rich by signing people up into the business. How many of you think $150 is a lot of money? A couple of people. Okay. If $150 was missing off your next paycheck, how many of you would think that it was a lot of money? How many of you would have a problem? How many of you would go into human resources and try to find out what happened? How many of you would burn down the building? Remember, I said you don't get rich by signing people up. So the person that invited you here tonight, they didn't invite you here just to sign you up. It's $150. What are they going to do? If you came in at the gold pack, they only make $150. What are they going to do with that? Absolutely nothing. Okay? So don't worry about that. The third way we get paid is where the big money comes into play. All right? This is the dual team. Give a hand to the dual team. For the guests, and I know I said earlier that it was a serious question. This one is the real serious question. Okay? Guests, raise your hand if you know at least 2 people that like you. Some of you like you're struggling with that. Mom and Dad? Ouch. We have a separate class for you, okay? Now, I live in the world of common sense. Where do you live? You live there too? I live in the world of common sense. When I saw this 4 years ago, I immediately got rich. I didn't have to wait for the money to come, because I saw it clear as day. All right? Now, how many of you can see me right now? Raise your hand if you can see me. Good. How many of you can see your car right now?
No.
Think again. Can you see your car? Yes, you can. Not with these eyes, but you can see your car, right? You know where you parked, right? Okay. You can see your house right now too, right? So you do have the ability to see things that are not in front of you. So all of you are seeing the business tonight. You are. It's right there. All of you will not see the business though. All right? Some of you will, but some of you will not. I just so happen to be one of the individuals. Like Mr. Buggs saw the business. Right away. He saw it. When he told me about it, I didn't see it. Even though he was sharing the same information I'm sharing with you right now. Does that make sense? So what I want you to do is, for the next 5 minutes and 5 minutes only, because this is difficult. This is probably going to be the most difficult thing that you're ever going to have to do. To be able to believe what you can't see with your physical eyes. All right? That's been one of the secrets that I've utilized to become successful in this business. All right? So just do this for me for the next 5 minutes. Month 1 in this business. Month 1. Organo says, can you, they're asking you a question tonight, can you enroll 2 people into the business? Month 1. How many of you believe that you can get that done? And we gave you 30 days to sponsor 1 on your left, 1 on your right, that you believe that you could actually get that done. What if we helped you? What if we actually did the presentation for you? Right? What if Mr. Buggs did the presentation for you? Right? Just to sponsor 2. Now, within the next 30 days, what we're going to do is take those 2 people and we're going to duplicate the same process. We're going to give them 30 days to do the same exact thing. Sabrina, sponsor 2 people. Now we have what? 4. Those 4, we're going to teach them how to do the same exact thing. Now what do we have? 8. Those 8, we're going to teach them how to go out and do the same exact activity over a 30-day period of time to sponsor 1 on their left, 1 on their right. How many do we have now? Okay, guys, it's an open book test. You don't have to try to figure it out. The answer's right there on the board. Some of you like, you're trying to carry the one and all that good stuff, right? Your 5th month, you have 32. 6th month, you have 64. By your 12th month in the business, if everybody moved at the snail pace of enrolling 2 people in 30 days, you would have 4,096 coffee drinkers in your group. Wow. I don't know, I got excited about that. Do you know why? Because I believe everybody could do that. I believe everybody could sponsor too. Right? Watch this. If you're in the room and you've actually enrolled 2 or more people, stand up. 2 or more. So guess, look around the room. All the individuals in the room have actually enrolled 2 or more people. If you've enrolled 5 or more, stay standing. 5 or more. Wow. 10 or more, stay standing. 20 or more. So yes, these are the people that have really screwed up this chart. 30 or more, stay standing. 30 personal recruits. They were only supposed to get 2, but they've sponsored more than 30. 40? 40 or more? Wow. Okay? Now guess, look around the room. Can you see these people? Okay. If you need a loan, these are the people you need to call. Give me a hand, guys. Give me a hand. Now, how many of you can see that? How many of you can see that chart right there? Raise your hand if you can see what I'm talking about. Because I got really excited about that. I'm like, man, all they have to do is just sponsor 2, and in 30 days, man, 12 months, 4,096. But here was my hang-up. Because Mr. Bucks told me, so he said it was $1,300 to get involved in the business. I thought he was asking me if I had 1,300 minutes on my phone, on my cell phone. Right? But 1,300, I was like, no, I don't have that. But look at this chart. It says if they only bought 3 boxes of coffee when they got started. So that means that even if they were just a customer and they only purchased 3 boxes, that would actually generate $200,000 in sales. And Organo says we're paying 20% on that number. 20% of 200,000 is $40,000 per month. Hello? No? You wouldn't get excited about that? I got really excited about that. I got so excited to the point where when I shared this opportunity with people, if they didn't see it, I was just thinking to myself, what's wrong with you? Am I seeing something that you're not seeing? Clearly it says, if they only sponsored 2. And we're going to give them 30 days? Oh my goodness, I'm rich. Write down the twin size bed. This is what I said. Right? I was thinking the other day. Because, I'm always trying to figure out, why is it that some people win, some people lose? And I finally figured it out. You know what a loser is, honestly? A loser is a winner that did not have to win. Seriously. That's all it is. Losers are winners. They just didn't have to win. Like $40,000 a month, right? Do you really need $40,000 per month? How many of you need $40,000 per month? You do? For what? What are you doing? What are you, 40,000 a month? What are you going to do with it? Pay the bills? That's not what you do with $40,000 a month. You can have $40,000 a year, not $40,000 a month. I need you to think bigger. Yeah, right? 40,000. Tell me, what would you do? 40 grand a month coming in? You can't even stop it? What would you do? Some of you don't know what you would do. What would you do? Tell me. Think of it right now. What would you do? 40 grand a month coming in every single month. What would you do? Invest it? That's not what you're going to do. How many of you would change zip codes? dreaming. I put pictures of Bentleys everywhere. I said, I'm going to get a Bentley. Right? I couldn't even spell Bentley. Right? And in 2010, I paid cash for one. Right? Because it actually took me about 9 months to get to 40 grand a month. Yeah. It didn't take long. Ray, why would you wait to get rich? Do it quickly. Do it expeditiously.
Yeah.
2 people? It's too simple. What's the other plan that they teach us when we're kids? Go to school, get good grades, go out and get a good job, right? Graduate first, and then go out and get a good job, right? And then work for 40 years. What is it? 40 hours a week, 40 years, and then retire for 40% what you can live off in the first place? How many of you like simplicity? I love simplicity. All I had to do was just help people get 2. And then I ran into some people that got more than 2. Right? Met some people that got way more than 2. Way more than 2. Right? 40 grand a month. I want you to start thinking about what you would do with that money. Because until you know what you're going to do with it, it will not come. You have to know what you're going to do with that amount of money. All right? Now, how many of you can live on that pretty comfortably? Until things got better. All right, good. Now, what do coffee drinkers do when they run out of coffee? Do you have to remind them?
No.
No, you don't. They do it every single day. Every single week, every single month, every single year, every single decade. So that's where the residual income comes into play. Robert Kiyosaki, one of the just incredible business people, he said the true definition of wealth is when your passive income exceeds your living expenses. All right? Passive income, residual income. So every single month, the people in your network, when they purchase coffee, reorder coffee, the company's going to pay you a percentage on all the coffee that's reordered in your group, month after month after month. So you see, Mr. Luna, he's a black diamond. He's actually in the room. Let's give it up. Well over 50,000 distributors in this room. Okay, maybe more than that. Right? Well over 50,000. Anytime any one of those individuals purchase coffee, the company pays them a percentage. Remember what I said earlier about you creating a situation where you have equity in multiple transactions that have absolutely nothing to do with you? So all around the world, when somebody places an order for coffee, you may not even know who that person is. But you may actually get paid 4% if they're on your 5th level. Right? Now, what's 4% of $100? $4. How many of you would get excited about earning $4 a month on somebody you don't even know? You know what's funny? You guys got more excited about the $4 than the $40,000. I don't understand. I need you to think bigger. Think bigger. Woo, $4. 40,000? Ain't that can happen for me. But $4, I can do it $4. Right? And I get excited about the $4 because it's continuous. Right? Now, some people say, well, it's just $4. Well, let me ask you a question. When did your company ever overpay you $4? And if you own the company and you did that, that's an investment. Right? Residual income. It's the most powerful part of our compensation plan. Okay. Now, what are some excuses people give? I don't have any time. Right? I don't have the money. Right? When it comes to doing this business, they come up with all these excuses. I want to pray about it. You should have prayed before you came. Don't tell tell me you just found God because we're talking about an opportunity, all right? Here's what I want you to do. Find somebody that has no excuses and put them in the business.
Yeah.
That's what you want to do.
Real talk.
You want to find people that have no excuses. That all they're focused on is creating wealth for their families. Because here's the deal. Even if you're not good at this business, when you enroll a person, they can be great in the business. Guess what? The company's going to pay 20% of their residual income check. So every month they get their check, they're excited. The company pays you a matching bonus of 20% every single month. Every single month. Got a gentleman that I sponsored about 3 years ago. Okay. He's earned in excess now about $2 million in business in 3 years. All right. He's one of my best friends. Right? 20%. Great friend. Wouldn't he be one of your friends too? Absolutely. Then we have the generational leadership bonus. Now this is the explosive part of our compensation. When you develop leaders, sapphires and above, the company's going to pay you even more money. All right, 2 to 5% on all the coffee that's reordered in their group. Good pending. All right. Now remember, I mentioned we're in 33 different countries, correct?
Correct.
Our company has a global bonus pool where we take 3% of all the reorders in Organo Gold in every single quarter. Right? They split it with all the rubies, the emeralds, and the diamonds. Where are my rubies? If you're a ruby in the room, just raise your hand real quick. All right? All right? Rubies and alpha. Every single quarter, if you're a ruby, you're in the ruby pool. So you share that pool with all the rubies in the company. Correct? Now when you go emerald consultant, not only will you get the ruby global bonus pool check, you'll get the emerald check too. All right? And you go diamond, right? Like, you see how they put the nice folks over here and gave them fruit and all that? Didn't that piss you off? There's some fruit too. Right? You go diamond, you get the ruby check, you get the emerald check, and you get the diamond check. That's why they get fruits, guys. All right? Now you go blue diamond, you get the blue diamond check, emerald check, ruby check. You go black diamond, you get the black diamond, blue diamond, diamond, emerald, ruby check. You go crown, you get the crown, black diamond, blue diamond, diamond, emerald, ruby check. You go crown ambassador, you can just check out at that point. So Jose Ardon, great friend of mine. He's a very first crown ambassador. He's 29. He's a kid, 29 years old. Right? And got his first pair of shoes when he was 8. Paid. Everybody say paid. Paid. So it's $10.99 last year. Paid. And then this gentleman here, he's also a crown ambassador. He's the newest crown ambassador in the company. I remember Johnson too. We were in Jamaica. John was a non-qualified sapphire in Jamaica. He was the only one in his organization there. He didn't even have enough money to get a room at the hotel. He had to stay in the room with another crown diamond, oddly enough. $58 in his pocket. $58. Today, multi-millionaire, several times over. All from this little box of coffee. Right? What do you guys see? What do you see?
Money. Opportunity.
Some of you see a box of coffee. Right? But this box of coffee has meant lives being changed.
Yes.
This right here. Just the black coffee. Not even going to talk about the latte. Just this has meant lives being changed. See, what you're seeing tonight is an opportunity. That's all you're seeing. What you do with it is what matters. All right? A basketball in your hands is worth how much?
Millions.
Who said millions? We'll talk after. If you're like everybody else in this room, a basketball in your hands is worth nothing. You put that same basketball in LeBron James' hands, it's worth what? Millions. So is it the basketball or is it the hands? It's versus hands. The person that invited you here tonight, all they're doing is putting the opportunity in your hands. You get to determine what it's worth to you. Now, for some of you, that's scary. You don't want that. All right? You don't actually want the opportunity to create wealth because you might fail. All right? But here's the thing. You couldn't call it winning if you couldn't lose. Do you know why you love light? It's darkness. Light wouldn't mean that much if there was a darkness. So you got to give yourself a shot. You got to give yourself a chance. This is much bigger than a box of coffee. We all have one life to live, correct?
Yes.
Why not live it at the summit? I said to myself at 25, I said, you know what, David? I can't be broke all my life. Not all my life. Maybe a short period of time in my life, but not the entire time. Come on. Gotta do something. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And for one, I didn't care what other people thought when I saw this business. I know what I saw. And what was great about it was the gentleman I was working with, Mr. Holton, he was already earning 6 figures per month in the business. So I knew that, okay, if it could happen to him, it could actually happen for me. All right? Because there's power in proximity. You will become who you're following. If you're following yourself, you will become yourself. All right? So you gotta do a check right now. All right? Now you've heard a lot of information tonight, and my hope is that you make the decision for yourself. I don't convince people to do this. All I do is I share the information and allow them to make the decision. Because if you make the decision and you know that you can do it, then you'll be successful in this business. All right? When I got started, it was 7 ways of how we get paid, and the company went out and added this. This is the OG Benz Club that we have. When you qualify, you qualify 2 months in a row at Sapphire, the company will give you $400 a month towards your black Mercedes Benz. All right, so every month you qualify Sapphire, you get an additional $400. You can go out and get any color Mercedes Benz that you want, as long as it's black. When you go Ruby, it'll be $600 a month is what you get. You go Emerald, you get $800. You go Diamond, you get $1,000 a month. Okay, so this is just additional income on top of all the other monies that the company's paying. Some of you didn't get excited about the Benz, so we came out with the Lamborghini and Ferrari. Become a Black Diamond, which is $1 million a month of revenue. The company says what we will do is we will now give you $3,000 a month towards any of the luxurious cars that you want to purchase. All right? These 2 gentlemen here, Mr. Jose Organo, he kicked it off, started it off. As soon as we came out with this program, I mean like the next month, he went out and bought a Ferrari. Okay? But here's what he did. He paid cash for it. And he was telling me the story of how, he went to the dealership and he just had jeans on and the guy wasn't paying him any attention and everything like that. And he was talking to the guy and the guy was like, okay, so if you want to finance it, how's your credit, da 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 da. And he was like, no, I don't want to finance it. He was like, well, what do you mean you don't want to finance it? He was like, this is what he said. He said, people finance this? They finance cars like this? That's what he said. That's how he talks too.
Yeah.
So he paid cash. And then Mr. Satura said, okay, let me go get a Rolls Royce. He went and bought a Rolls Royce, paid cash for that too. All right. So the company, here's the deal though. Even when you pay cash for the cars, they still give you the $3,000 a month anyway. Isn't that something? Right? Wow. So I was like, okay, well, if they're going to give me $3,000 anyway, I might as well, go get some too. This song came out, Lamborghini Mercy. Anybody heard that song? People are like, what are you talking about? Right. This song came out, so I went and bought the car because of the song. So we used the $3,000 a month for groceries. It's a lot of groceries. Oh, and then Mr. Bugs said, you know what? Let me just go ahead and shut this whole thing down. And he went and bought that car. That exact one. It's called the Lamborghini Aventador. What's that color? Orange. Orange. That's what I thought too. It's not orange. It's organza. That's what they said. Organza. It's like a big old Jolly Rancher. How do you get yourself started? By the way, you don't get rich on logic, because none of this is logical. Honestly, it really isn't. Okay, you get rich on emotion. Okay, you get rich on thought. 12 months of back office access. What does that mean? You're going to get a website, and you will, with that website, you have a back office. This is kind of like your virtual secretary that runs everything about your business, tracks the sales, tracks who's coming into your business, and everything. You don't have to pay website hosting for the website. You don't have to pay for the maintenance of the website. All that is taken care of by Organo Gold. You're going to get a distributive binder. In that binder, you're going to get brochures, you're going to get applications, you get a variety of samples, and now you have access to all the wholesale products. $49.95. Okay? It is $49.95 to actually start your Organo Gold business tonight. Now I want to be clear on this. It is $49.95. Please do not tell me you need to go pray on it. Come up with another excuse. Don't tell me that one. Or we'll pray right here and now, okay? For you. All right? $49. That's all it is to start the business. Right? If you had a retail store, right? How many of you have ever, went into a retail store, owned a retail store, right? The owner of that store, he had to buy the building first, didn't he? Right? The building costs more than $49. The rent, the lease, whatever it is, it's more than $49. But what did he have to do? He had to put some clothes in the store so people can come in and buy, right? So we put together some promotional packs that you can choose from. The bronze pack is $149. You are going to get $100. Right? So the money that you're investing, you're actually getting product back from it, for it. That means that you can now retail it and get your investment back. Is this making sense?
Yes.
So some of you tonight will make a $200 decision. All right? Now, there's this young lady, I was trying to find her story in here, Esther Hernandez. She lives in Austin. She lives in Austin, but she's got a huge group in California. She lives in Austin. When she got involved in this business, she didn't really have a whole lot of money. She's actually a blue diamond today. She's a $1 million earner in the company. All right? I think she came in at the $49 pack because she didn't have any money. I remember she drove down to Houston from Austin for an event that we did beginning of 2010. She had no insurance, the tags were expired, but she drove there anyway. Today, oh, here she is right here. That's her. She paid cash for her cars, and I think she paid cash for her home too. Sure did, right? Yeah. Yeah. Oh, look at her road. You can't play basketball with it. Yeah, please don't complicate this. Just choose one of these packs, okay? Seriously. Silver, $450 to get started there. You see you get more product, you get soap, so now you start taking showers. 15% on the dual tank, you're able to earn $1,500 a week. People ask me all the time, what's the difference between the bronze and the silver? That's the difference. Best way to get started is the gold pack. Let's give it up for the gold pack, guys. $12.45 to get started. Ooh. Man, that's a lot of money. $12.45 to get started in business. 20% off the dual team, $2,500 a week. How many of you think $1,300 is a lot of money? Raise your hand. Be honest. Okay? I do not fault you for thinking that tonight. It's okay. It's okay for you to think that tonight, because 4 years ago, I thought it was a lot of money too. All right? Today, it's a shirt. Yeah. What changed? It wasn't the $1,300 that changed. It's the person's thinking about the $1,300. So it's okay for you to think today $1,300 is a lot of money. But 2 years from now, if you still think that, it's your fault. It is your fault. You have the ability to change. You. Not anybody else. You've got the ability to change. Here's why you should get started here, though. In our company, we have different ranks of achievement that you can actually get to. Sapphire Consultant is the very first leadership position. In our compensation plan, for you to be at 20% in the dual team, you have to be a Sapphire Consultant. All right? Sapphires do $14,000 in volume. A Crown Ambassador does $5 million. And guess what they get paid in the dual team? 20%. So this is the highest payout that you would ever receive in Organo Gold, and it is the highest payout as far as the dual team is concerned in the industry of network marketing. Organo Gold says that if you actually got started at the promotional gold pack, we will bypass you having to do $14,000 in sales, and we'll put you at the 20% right away. So you have a choice. You either have to do $14,000 in sales, or come in at the gold pack and be at 20% right away. $2,500 per week is what you're able to earn, so that's an additional $10,000 per month that you're able to earn in the business right away. I want to introduce you to some people that not only did they make the decision to get involved in this business, they made it the right decision. All right? If you are a platinum consultant or a 2-star platinum, that means that you've done anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000 in revenue in one calendar month. Please stand up where you are so we can recognize you. Just give them a big hand. Sapphire Consulting this month. Sapphire is our very first leadership position in our company. $14,000 in volume. Your income potential grows to $5,000 per week once you hit that level. I know we have some Sapphires in the room. Can we have all the Sapphires stand up?